Good afternoon, class. My name is Richard Montgomery, and today I'll be presenting a talk on Thomas Jefferson and his relationship with slavery. Before we begin, it's important to remember that according to course guidelines, historians must be objective and honest in their investigations. This is why I'll discuss a few different perspectives in regard to the image of Thomas Jefferson and what his legacy means to historians and to all people using his example as a source of inspiration. Thomas Jefferson was a complicated man who had a complex relationship with slavery in America and a very Byzantine relationship with a woman named Sally Hemings. Thomas Jefferson was a working adversary of slavery and branded it a moral depravity and a hideous blot on American society. He believed that slavery represented the greatest threat to the survival of the new American nation. It is important to remember that Thomas Jefferson was a man, not an angelic, flawless figure, and judging him based off of our nation's current beliefs and values would not present a fair picture to his life's work. Thomas Jefferson, who was the author of the Declaration of Independence, transcribed that we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, and that they are endowed by their Creator with a certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Despite writing about freedom, however, during his lifetime, Jefferson owned more than 600 slaves, and he viewed black people as mentally inferior to white people. Jefferson believed that racial harmony could not be attained, so it would be best for freed slaves to return to Africa in order to avoid violent racial uprisings. Now I'll turn my discussion to the topic of Jefferson and Hemings' relationship. Very little is known about Sally Hemings, except her servitude to the Jefferson family and her caring for the Jefferson children. It is believed, based off of DNA test results, that Thomas Jefferson was the father of Sally Hemings' 6 children. 2 of their children died during birth or very early infancy. The affair between Jefferson and Hemings is believed to have originated in Paris, France, beginning in 1787, while she was working as Jefferson's family household servant. This was 5 years after Jefferson's wife Martha Wales died in 1782. While in France, Sally was a free woman. However, Jefferson convinced her to return to America with him. Jefferson agreed to allow Hemings certain freedoms upon returning to his Monticello residence in Virginia, which included freeing her and their children from slavery. When Jefferson died on July 4th, 1826, Madison and Eston, the 2 youngest children the couple shared, were released through Jefferson's will. Jefferson freed the 2 eldest daughters, Beverly and Harriet, while he was alive early in the 1820s. Political attacks were directed at President Thomas Jefferson by his partisan adversaries in 1802, a year into his first term as president. And these attacks were based off of rumors of Jefferson's sexual relationship with a slave girl under his ownership with whom he fathered children. However, Jefferson never responded to these attacks and later won re-election. Thomas Jefferson desired to abolish slavery, but he wanted to abolish slavery through democratic means or through an agreed emancipation process that plantation owners could agree on. However, Jefferson also believed that it was anti-democratic and contrary to the principles of the American Revolution for the federal government to enact abolition or for only a few planters to free their slaves. Thomas Jefferson actually never officially released Sally Hemings from his slavery, nor did he release her from slavery in his will. However, his daughter Martha Jefferson Randolph, from his marriage to Martha Wales, later freed Sally after Thomas Jefferson's death. Thank you for listening to my presentation on the complexities of Thomas Jefferson on slavery.